Alright, we're going to create script, go to Bubble Popper, rename Bubble Popper to be AppDay Popper, click on the Create button. We're going to close the tutorial, and we're going to start coding on main. Click on the last line of code and add a new line of code. Click on local variable, VAR, and we're going to type bubbles. Click to the right of bubbles, and we're going to tap on data, board, create sprite set, and then we're going to promote the local variable bubbles to be global variable. Then we're going to click to add a new line of code, creating a for loop. Our for loop is going to be set to 10. And we're going to add a new line of code, creating a new local variable. I'm going to call the local variable bubble. Click on the right of the local variable and promote the data, board, create picture. We're going to remove needs picture and search for bubble. And click on the image bubble that you like. We're going to add a new line of code under our for loop. We're going to click on data, bubbles, add bubble. Let's go ahead and play it. You notice that there's one large bubble on your screen. We're going to have to resize that bubble to be scalable. So we're going to click bubble, set width. We're going to change our width to be 100. And we're going to click back and play it. Notice that the bubble is now fits this screen. We're going to add a new statement under our for loop, creating another local variable, calling the local variable x. And then to the right of the local variable, we're going to click math, random range. The minimum is going to be 200, and the maximum is going to be 600. We're going to add another line of code. We're going to call that variable y. That's another local variable. Click to the right of the local variable y. We're going to add math, random range. The minimum of the random range is going to be 0, and the maximum is going to be 480. Click to add a new line of code. We're going to call it bubble, set position. The x is going to have a minimum of 0, and the maximum is going to be y. Go back, and when you play it, it's going to say bubbles. Okay, add a new line of code, calling it bubble. And then we're going to set speed of y. We're going to set speed of y to be 150. We're going to click back and play it. So notice how the bubbles are now falling, and they're set spread across the screen. We're going to click on game loop and click on the last line of code. We're going to add a new line of code, calling it for each. In our for each statement, we're going to click on global variable and bubbles. Then we're going to jump to the last line of code in the statement, and we're going to create an if statement, calling it sprite to y greater than 530. Go under the if statement we just created and write sprite set position. We're going to set position x is 0 and change our x to be math random range with a minimum of 200 and a maximum of 600, and our y is going to be negative 50. So go ahead and test it and see the bubbles falling randomly. We're going to enter a new line of code under our if statement. So this is inside our if statement. We're going to create sound. So inside the if statement, we're going to search for a sound, which is a cheek pop. And so you notice that the bubbles, as they fall, they're going to make a sound. Let's go ahead and go back to our code. We're going to add a new event, and we're going to call this event tap sprite in bubbles. Go to the last line of code and click on sprite, set position. On our x, we're going to set the position to be math, random range, and as a minimum, we're going to set it to 200, and as a maximum, we're going to set it to 600. Notice that our y is going to be changing to negative 550. Negative 50. We're going to add a new line of code under our sprite set position to be an ouch sound. So search for the ouch sound, go back and run it. Notice that as you move your mouse and click on the bubbles, the bubbles pop, or when you touch your finger on the screen, the bubbles also pop.